Welcome back to the Green Room. As this episode's releasing, we're in the middle of the Christmas season where it's a time filled with tradition, gatherings, generosities, and reflection. But before addressing today's topic, it is important to pause and remember the true reason for the season, and that's the birth of Jesus Christ. Christmas is more than lights, gifts, celebrations. It marks the moment God stepped into humanity through Christ, not with power or spectacle, but with humility and purpose. Jesus did not arrive in the way people expected, yet he fulfilled exactly what was needed. From the very beginning, his life was shaped by obedience to purpose rather than the approval of people. That truth right there connects directly to today's conversation. Many people struggle with boundaries, especially during seasons like this when expectations increase and then demands multiply. There's pressure to say yes, to overextend, and to sacrifice peace in order to meet others' expectations. Guilt often follows any attempt at saying no. And this episode is going to center on a simple but often misunderstood truth. And that is, no is a complete sentence. Now, why is no so difficult to accept? Most people do not struggle with saying no as much as they struggle with hearing it. When someone is told no, it is often interpreted as rejection, disinterest, or personal dismissal. But rather than accepting the boundary, many respond by pushing back, asking following up questions, or attempting to negotiate. In reality, though, no is often not personal. It may simply mean a lack of capacity, time, energy, or alignment. Not every decision requires explanation, and not every boundary carries a deeper meaning. Sometimes, no simply just means no. And when people refuse to accept that, what they are often communicating is that another person's boundary is inconvenient. And this shifts the issue from communication to respect. Now, the big question I have is, when did no become a negotiation? A common response to no is resistance. Instead of being accepted, no becomes the beginning of a debate. Statements such as, it won't take long, or you used to say yes, or just this once, which are often attempts to bypass a boundary rather than understand it. When a no must be defended to be honored, it is never truly respected in the first place. Persistent pressure after a boundary is set is not about clarity, it is about control. Over time, this dynamic teaches people that boundaries are flexible and negotiable, leading to frustration and resentment. No should conclude a conversation, not invite negotiation. Now, this typically follows up with the pressure to over-explain, because many people struggle not with hearing no, but with saying it. As a result, they tend to over-explain, they tend to apologize excessively, and often their boundaries to avoid conflict. This behavior often stems from the belief that saying no is selfish, rude, or unkind. However, when a boundary is only respected after justification or emotional exhaustion, it is not the boundary being honored, but the compliance of the person setting it. No one owes other access to their time, energy, or mental health. Clarity does not require approval. Simple. Now, I want us to look at this from a faith-based perspective. Now, from this faith perspective, boundaries are not unbiblical. Even Jesus did not say yes to everyone. He healed many, but not all. He taught crowds, yet frequently withdrew. He served faithfully while still prioritizing rest and prayer. And we see in scripture where this principle is reinforced. Matthew 5:37 says, "Let your yes be yes and your no, no." That right there teaches and emphasizes clarity and integrity, not harshness. Boundaries rooted in honesty are aligned with wisdom. And faith should never be used as a tool to pressure others into overextension. Serving God does not require abandoning discernment, peace, or calling. Not every opportunity is an assignment, and not every request is God directed. And sometimes discernment sounds like no. And with all this being said, what reactions to no reveal? It often reveals their intentions. Those who respect clarity respond with understanding. Those who benefit from a lack of boundaries may react with guilt, manipulation, or frustration. But when access ends, entitlement often surfaces. This does not mean the boundary is wrong. It means it has exposed an unhealthy dynamic. Saying no does not make someone difficult. It makes standards visible. The cost of never saying no, consistently saying yes when no is needed, leads to burnout, resentment, and disconnection from the purpose. Over time, frustration shifts inward, creating self blame for the lack of boundaries. Saying no is not about being unkind, it is about being honest. It is choosing alignment over obligation, peace over approval, and wisdom over people pleasing. Scripture reminds believers to guard their hearts, recognizing that emotional and spiritual well being requires intentional boundaries. Now, no as wisdom and obedience. No, it's not rebellion. No is not selfishness. No is not a lack of faith. At times, no is obedience. Obedience goes to wisdom, calling, and peace. Jesus lived with clarity rather than people pleasing. And that same clarity is available to us. And the right people will understand boundaries. The right people will reveal themselves. Either way, clarity creates freedom. No is a complete sentence. And sometimes it is a holy one. But thank you for joining me today in the green room. As always, stay blessed. See you next time. And Merry Christmas. Peace.